Okay, hey guys, I wanted to give you a little overview of what information I got about Aptera on Industry Day. So, unfortunately, I had to work this morning, so I missed most of the morning sessions, and I showed up around 2 to the Industry Day. And Industry Day is kind of the preview day for the people that work in the industry and for media and things like that before they open the Electrify Expo to the public. So we walked in, got our credentials, walked around the initial showroom. So there's the Lucid Air, and we looked at walked around a couple of the vehicles here. This, I believe, is one of the Polestar vehicles. No, it's a Volvo C40. Look nice, and you can see the Archimoto here. They had their Deliverator model on display. This is their vehicle that they think will be used for like food delivery and that kind of stuff. And this, I believe, is the Polestar. And then here's the Electromechanica Solo. And actually got to test drive this thing, and I'll make another video about it. I was happily surprised actually by the test drive. I know I've been a little bit disparaging of that car on this channel, but I've changed my mind a little bit after driving it. So this is the plenary session area, and they were still running the last plenary session, which I wasn't too interested in, so I didn't catch the last 30 minutes of it. But this is where I think Brian Hill, the designer of Aptera, gave a little segment, and he talked here, and Chris Anthony also talked there. And hopefully, if I find some video of it, yeah, there's the media credentials that we got. So uh, if I find video of Chris Anthony's talk and Brian Hill's talk and I can get it, I will try to upload it on this channel so you guys can watch it. And I would, of course, like to hear what they said too. So I have no idea, and I'm going to start looking for that and seeing if it was recorded. And then you drive in. Most of the expo was outside, in fact. So you walk in here and you get your credentials. They wouldn't let me in initially because the area doesn't open until 2 p.m. to the media. Only exhibitors got to go in. And I could have gotten exhibitor credentials through Aptera. They offered ambassadors that wanted to help out exhibitor credentials, so I didn't get that. But there were 3 people from the marketing team at Aptera there. There was Brooke, there was Quincy, and there was Chris. And I talked to them briefly, and they couldn't give me too much information because I think that from my conversation with them, it sounded like they had a lot of really exciting developments at Aptera that were coming up, but they weren't quite at liberty to tell me about it yet. And I think they wanted to be the official release of the information on their channel, which makes total sense. But I got the impression that there was a lot of good, positive developments coming up, and we will be hearing about them fairly soon. So I felt like really good about the progress that Aptera made after talking to them. So when you walk in, there's people with the big booths, and those are like obviously the big companies: Chrysler, Kia, Lucid, um, Toyota. They were all there. Polestar, VW. So they had the big areas, and then there was like a second tier of some companies that had slightly smaller venues, and Aptera was in that second tier. So I think it's by how much they pay Electrify Expo to be there. And then there was a lot of like third tier booths. So yeah, you can see VW in the back there. Um, and this is Ceramic Pro. They had one of the larger areas as well. And there's the Aptera booth in the background with the green top. And I also met one of their new supply chain specialists. And unfortunately, I forget her name, but she's been working there for 2 years, 2 months. And I met several of the ambassadors, and they were very gracious and nice. That's the young lady in the gray t-shirt. That's the supply chain specialist. I spoke to her at length, and she seemed to be also very positive about how the supply chain arrangements were going. It seemed like they had most of their supply chain companies locked down. So it seems like they're making a lot of progress. And Pablo Ucar is still there. We haven't heard about him much, but he is there. So there's Chris, and he's eating lunch. I don't know, I was bothering during lunch, and there's Quincy and Brooke in the back. Um, so, anyways, uh, Pablo Ucar is still there, and he's the head of supply chain and manufacturing. And the new supply chain employee, she says they've been hiring a lot in both manufacturing and supply chain. And she spoke very highly of Pablo, which I would expect since that's her boss. But it did seem like she was genuinely. She wasn't just saying that because she's the employee there, but she was genuinely very impressed by his ability. He had a lot of connections within the industry and really knew the suppliers. And it seemed like that part was going very, very well. And then I've had a interview with one of the Yazaki engineers that was already uploaded on this channel, and it does seem like they are on track, and they didn't have any everyone I spoke to was very positive. So it didn't seem like they were trying to sugarcoat things and make it seem positive. It seemed like it really was positive, and there is a lot of good information coming down the pipeline, and they wanted to be the ones to address it. Rather than kind of tell me about it and have me leak the information ahead of time. So that I could completely respect that, and that's what they should do as the marketing team. I was hoping to meet with Matt Bachman, who's their chief engineer. Unfortunately, he left before I got there, and I was hoping I could interview him like I did the Yazaki engineer and get some information, that he's allowed to talk about from an engineering standpoint, because I had a lot of questions about the cooling and the battery and charging things and things like that. And so hopefully I was going to get some information from him about that, but that I missed him, and I got there too late to talk to him. So unfortunately, I don't have any concrete information to share with you guys from talking to them, but the general impression I got was that things are on track, supply chains are almost locked down, and they do seem very optimistic still about producing by the end of this year. And I've been kind of a realist about that, and I had my doubts about them making it to production this year, but I'm a little bit more optimistic about it after, we're about halfway through the year and they still seem like they're on track. So I think that's a really good sign. And so thanks for watching. I'll have a few more videos about the other things I saw at Electrify Expo. And again, a huge thanks to our supporting members. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.